Bada boom, lingerie filled up the room. Slip off the feet like a broom. I see you trying to fit in and ain't no room. She want a selfie, I took the selfie. You trying to get rich, I'm trying to get wealthy. Aim for the stars, expensive cars. Let's go. Ride over Mars, playing with guitars. Arbitrage. It's just the sound, I'm feeling it now. Let's go. He should have said arbitrage. I'm back and behold, I'm inside they soul, outside the lot. Who got their coffee? I'm balling, you not. Who got their coffee? Let's go. Going real fast, hand on the ass, continuing with the wag. Eating bossa nova, coming Casanova, coming Casanova. Let's go. Hey, go drop this link. Let everybody know we here, man. I'm giving this call away again. Let's go. Essa novinha é terrorista, é especialista. Olha o que ela faz no baile funk com as amigas. Essa novinha é terrorista, é especialista. Olha o que ela faz no baile funk com as amigas. Olha o que ela faz no baile funk com as amigas. Olha a explosão quando ela bate com a bunda no chão. Quando ela mexe com a bunda. Shout out to Crystal on the call. Let's go. Quando ela sai o bumbum no chão, 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 chão. Te traje un ritmo que te gustó. Baila que baile funk. Dale pegadito hasta abajo y slow. Con tu flow, flow, flow. Fresh like just hopped out the room. Jet fuel, running on fuel. 6 dicks coming soon. That boy like glue. I'm in Holland. Shorty on opium balloons. I'm up, but up to the club, spending 26 Madame. Every time I step out, every 6 come. Baby girl, bring your sister and your mom. I'm a 3D, I'm a natural dime. De Brasil pa'l mundo entero. Y bien la que se nota primero. Pa' que bailemos funky, funky, fun, funky, funky, fun. Dale, de Brasil pa'l mundo entero. Y bien la que se nota primero. Pa' que bailemos funky, funky, fun, funky, funky, fun. Yo. Essa novinha é terrorista, é especialista. Olha o que ela faz no baile funk com as amigas. Let's go. Essa novinha é terrorista. It's Coffee and Crypto. Let's go. Olha o que ela faz no baile funk com as amigas. Olha o que ela faz no baile funk com as amigas. Let's go. Olha a explosão. That's hard. Yo, that was tight. That was tight right there. Shout out to everybody that's on the call right now. I know this call is going to grow as we grow, you know what I mean, as we go. So we got to take off, man. You know, I'm still reminiscing on when I was in Las Vegas. Shout out to Kim. In the Gym with Kim popped in right at the end of the song. Hey, Kim, we was going crazy. Like that, the one that you said play first. Oh my gosh. Man, that song right there was magical. That was exactly what we needed to really get our Tuesday morning rocking. So I'm really excited. Shout out to everybody that's on right now. If this is your first time on the Coffee and Crypto, just go ahead and drop a 777. If this is your first time rocking with Coffee and Crypto. Maybe you know me, but you ain't been on Coffee and Crypto. So what this call is for is specifically for those people that want to learn how to research more, how to really dive into crypto, right? This is something that I teach I'm teaching inside of my private mastermind group, but you know, it's nothing wrong with knowing how to research, right? I feel like that should be free, right? Everybody should know how to research, but to learn how to research like I do, because I ain't gonna lie, I'm really, really deep in the space when it comes to research. And I had a conversation this morning with another, it wasn't a crypto nerd, but he was definitely a nerd. And, you know, if I didn't know my stuff, he could have called me out, you know, and he's associated with 8, which is the NFT company for sports that I'm also partnered in with, working with, right? So just talking to him, I'm like, man, because I'm their blockchain advisor. So that's a big task, because, you know, people like to just call you and be like, hey, you heard of this before? And you got to be okay, because I'm a leader. So you got to be okay with saying no. No, I ain't never heard of it. You got to be okay with that. And then you got it, but you can't say no every time.
So you got to know how to at least speak the language. And so that's why I'm grateful that I went and got my certification for blockchain. I'm grateful that, I'm about to work for more. I'm about to work on more certifications right now. But that's a reason why it's exciting, because, this is a space where certifications, there is no schooling, right? You just can't go to school for blockchain right now. I mean, you can, but in the past, we don't have no educational schools that teach blockchain. So you got to go get certifications. You pay a couple $100. And I'm telling you, if you get enough certifications, what's going to end up happening for you guys is you're going to be able to maybe go and get a different job that pays 6 figures. Maybe you like to have that job comfort. Like, I've applied to a few jobs myself. I've applied to a few myself within the cryptocurrency space, some through BlockFi, some through some other companies. But, the 6-figure positions automatically comes in at web development, Web3, Web4, learning how to do that type of stuff, working a computer from home. They're paying you 6 figures from the beach. They're paying you 6 figures from anywhere you got Wi-Fi, so there's plenty of jobs out there. Let me grab some water real quick. Give me 1 second, y'all. All right. So that's really where everything comes down to, right? It really comes down to your knowledge, all right? And so getting on these calls is going to teach you how to research. I just say like me, and I do a lot of research. Something that I feel like the reason why I do research well is because, I went and got higher level degrees. So the type of research you had to do during higher level degrees is pretty extensive. It's a rabbit hole in healthcare. I wrote my thesis on, the associations between medical mistrust and hypertension in a cohort of African-American men in Baltimore. So, that was my thesis. I won number one second place at the public competition, first place at the private with just my competition for my thesis, right? And so what it talked about was like why African-American men, we mistrust the hospital, the healthcare system, right? And I mean, this goes back to the Tuskegee experiment. This goes back to this, that, right? And the third, the Edict experiment up in Baltimore, Maryland at Johns Hopkins. That's where we got our data. And so I share that to say this, that's a rabbit hole. You got to really, so if you've never went and got a higher level degree or a bachelor's degree, maybe you've never had to really research like that. And that's understandable, because if you ain't never got a degree like that, having to research like that ain't something that you probably really did. So I want you to treat this like it's a 4-year degree, 2-year master's degree, and 4-year doctorate. So how many years is that? That's 10 years. You got to be in the crypto space for education for 10 years before you're ready. Go get your bachelor's first, then go get a master's, then go get your doctorate. Right? Go get those in this space. Yeah, I got a master's degree in public health, but that don't mean nothing in blockchain. That don't mean nothing in Web3. I got to spend that time now getting that degree, right? So just some analogy for you, just some mindset this morning to let you guys know that, man, listen, if this is your first year in here, stay patient. If this is your second year, stay patient. 4th year, stay patient. You just graduating. It's time to go get the next degree. That's why I've been there for 4 years. So I'm like, hey, I'm a senior. So I should know a little more, right? I should be a little further down the road. So it's cool. Now it's time to go get your master's. So next year is my 5th year. We about to enter a master's degree. You know what I mean? Start doing other stuff, right? So that's what we got. So what I want to talk about today is a little bit on DeFi. And so if you're in my actual mentorship program and you've done your first semester, you've done your first quarter, you've been through your first quarter training, just drop a 222 in the chat box. If you've already done your first quarter training, drop a 222. Perfect, right? Well, we just started the first quarter. So a lot of people, I know Kanaira should drop a 222 because we already had our meeting. So we already had ours. Let me see. Amber, she just got started. Aaron and Ali just got started. So yeah, so a lot of people are still going through their training. But however, right, the second semester, what I'm doing for you all is I'm putting together a slideshow on DeFi. So the second semester, we're going into DeFi. We're going to talk about the different variations of DeFi, you know, and I have some guys that's a part of the program, right? Like a Mo Crypto that I'll be able to bring on the headline with me on that because he's really in the DeFi, right? And so that's the value of the Vincent Owens Group is that, you know, we get to build relationships with people like the Mo Money Print Club and collaborate, you know, and educate. And so that's what it's all about, right? Is collaborating, educating each other, and really taking it to the next level. So the video I want to play for y'all real quick is a quick 1 minute video. And so if you don't know what DeFi is decentralized finance. But within decentralized finance, I want to talk about something that's called total value locked, or TVL. And so we're going to deep dive into this today, DeFi Llama. And I'm really researching for myself. So I want you guys to pay attention and, you know, and learn a thing or two. Let's go.
Hi, I'm Alani, and I'll be talking about Total Value Locked, TVL. So what is Total Value Locked? Well, what's a good way to measure the overall health of the DeFi yield farming scene? TVL, Total Value Locked. That is how you measure it. It measures how much crypto is locked in DeFi lending and other types of money marketplaces. In some sense, TVL is the aggregate liquidity in liquidity pools. It's a useful index to measure the health of the DeFi and yield farming market as a whole. It's also an effective metric to compare the market share of different DeFi protocols. A good place to track TVL is DeFi calls, which I use often. You can check which platforms have the highest amount of Ethereum or other crypto assets locked in DeFi. This will give you a general idea about the current state of yield farming. Now, naturally, the more value locked, the more yield farming may be going on, and vice versa. It's worth noting that you can measure TVL in Ethereum, USD, or even Bitcoin. Each will give you a different outlook for the state of the DeFi money markets. Again, remember, the higher the value, the more activity. The lower the value, the less activity. Stay tuned.
The higher the value, the more activity. The lesser the value, the less activity, right? So that's something I got from that, right? And total value locked. It's very important because one of the guys that I've built a relationship with, his name is Darrell. All right. And so what Darrell told me, he showed me the inside. I've been had this website, but I was over having dinner. It's 10:17, by the way, everybody. It's my angel number, so I see that every day. But it's 10:17 right now on the East Coast. So I've already had what's called DeFi Llama, right? And so he kind of took me into this space, and I don't know. I just wanted to spend today kind of just looking at it, right? So right now in the DeFi space as a whole, the total value locked in USD is $199 billion. So almost $200 billion locked up. So $200 billion locked up. So the money that's locked up in the US today, what is that called, family? Drop it in the chat box. The money that is locked up in the US today, what is that called? There we go, Mo Crypto. There we go, Mo Crypto. Escrow, right? And exactly. Nostro Bostro, Liquidity Nostro. There we go. Mo, both of the Mo's. Mo and Mo in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Mo and Mo in the morning. So this would be, in my opinion, the equivalent in the crypto space of a Nostro Vostro account, which is trillions of dollars locked up in liquidity within the United States. Right? So you got your total volume locked. And so something that I know when we look at DeFi protocols, there's a couple things you should look at. The first thing you should look at should be the total volume, the total value locked inside of that specific layer one protocol, right? It's called a layer one protocol, right? So on this DeFi Llama, they're not going to show you layer two. They're only going to show you layer one coins, right? And so if you scroll down, these are the top ones in TVL. So like, for instance, right, Curve, which is one of the top DeFi protocols, right? Right now, they have $18 billion, right, locked. So them and Lido and Anchor and Maker and Aave and Convex, Compound, Uniswap, Pancake Swap, these are the big, and then you go into Sushi Swaps, then you're going into the Yearn Finance, which, if you wonder why is Yearn Finance so expensive, okay, so then we got VVS Finance number 22. Who owns VVS, right? Then you keep going down, and you got Statter, you got it's a lot of these, and if you really just in the space, you'll see these companies, right? So it just keeps going and going, and then now we're in no more billion, but now we're in the millions, right? We're in the millions. So we're gonna get into this thing, man. We're gonna get into this thing right now. So $199 billion. And Curve is the dominant right now, it looks like, right? So what I can do is, let's say I want to go and let's say I want to look at Avalanche, for example, right? Avalanche has $9.45 billion locked. Ethereum has 111 billion. Big difference, right? So if you wonder, okay, why is Ethereum's price so high? Because it has $111 billion locked up. So it makes Ethereum a lot more valuable. Why? Because they have all this volume. They got all this value in this volume that's locked up in a wallet somewhere, right? So now we go to Avalanche. So now what I would do is let's go to CoinGecko. All right, we're going to go to CoinGecko, which is like CoinMarketCap, but we're going to use CoinGecko for today. And let's pull DeFi Llama next to CoinGecko. All right, and we're going to look at Avalanche. All right, Avalanche right now is the number 14 coin, $60, right? So let's click on Avalanche and let's have a look at it. Market cap 16 billion. Circulating supply is out of the billions, which is good, right? It's 268 million. So circulating supply is starting to lower, which is really good. Total supply is 377 million. Max supply 720 million. Cool. All right, let's go over here to this side over here. All-time high was $144. All-time low was 280. So that right there is amazing. So let's pull up the all-time. I pulled up the max. Actually, let's pull up let's do the one. No, let's do the max. So the max chart. So Avalanche back in 2020, you could have bought Avalanche for $4. You could have bought it for about $4 back then. Right now, let's go to DeFi Llama. And what I want to do is I want to show you guys something. So, so all the way through 2021. So let's actually go. So you see how this part of 2021 was at like 184 million in TVL. But if we go back to here, February 9th of 2021 is not, I want y'all to follow me. I know this stuff might be a little tough, but I need you to follow me. Total volume locked back in February 9th of 2021 was $9 million. I'm going somewhere with this. That was what? February what? February 9th. Let's go to CoinGecko and let's go to February 9th. What was that? Was that 2021? It was 2021, right? So, hold on, wait. Let's go here. So February 9th of 2021, let's find it. So we're around it. Here we go, boom. February 9th of 2021, the price was $31. That's how much Avalanche costs. I'm about to fast forward on y'all. So it was $31. That was how much I said? 9 million. Let's go back some more. 124, February 3rd of 2020, February 3rd of 2021, right? They had $124 locked up, right? So what you're going to start to see is, I want you to see something. When the price took off, we hit about $1 billion. So watch this. When we hit $1 billion, that was around August 24th of 2021. Let's go here. August 24th of 2021. Look at where we are now. August, we're at $43 now, right? Let's keep going. As the total volume locked increased, right? Let's scroll in. Boom, we had another peak right here. This is a peak. This is a level of resistance, right? If we was on the chart. So 8.63 billion, October 26. Let's see where the price was October 26. October 26, price is at $69. Let's keep going, right? When it got to its peak of $13 billion locked, December 1st of 2021, let's go look. Right? Look at that. Boom. December 1st, $119. All-time high was 144. Do y'all see what I'm saying? So as the total volume, so what you want to do is, if you want to really see the how these prices, I start to see a correlation. I can do this with multiple different coins. Drop a 7 if that makes sense. I'm gonna do it with a different coin, but I want you guys to realize that what you want to do is you want to go on DeFi Llama and you want to find layer 1 protocols that are still cheap and look at their total volume locked versus the price point today and pay attention to that. Just add it to your research. That's all I'm saying. Just add that to your research. All right. All right. So let's go and look for Yearn Finance. All right. Well, actually, no. Let's not look at Yearn Finance. Let's look at, and again, I'm learning here, so I'm learning myself. So let's look at Ethereum. Let's go to Ethereum, right? So check this out. Back in December, let's go to December 16th of 2018. It had 274,000 locked up. December 16th of 2018. Let's go to Ethereum. Let's go to Max. December, what was it? December 16th of 2000, I said 16? Or what was the date? No, it probably was 2018. So 2018. So let's do it. December 14th of 2018, it was around 298. So 2018, let's get to 2000. And then December, oh, that's over here. That's over here. December, there we go. So December, whatever, right? Price was around $80 to $90 for Ethereum. Now let's follow it. Let's follow its increase, right? So we see that it's increasing, right? But guys and ladies, it's, if I zoom in, it really just went sideways. Like, yeah, I mean, yeah, seeing Ethereum, you know, the total volume lock. All right, now we're getting to the 600s, and boom, we hit 1,000. Boom. So February 15th of 2020, we hit $1 billion for the first time. Let's see what that looked like on the chart, because it hit $1 billion, but then what did it do? It fell off. So let's go look at that. Let's go look at that. So February 16th of 2020, let's see what the price was. February 16th. So February 16th, 15th, there we go, around that price was around $281. Now, I mean, that's higher than what it was back when we first looked at it. Now, let's keep going, right? Let's keep going. Now, we getting into, where the volume locked is at, by September 3rd, which is maybe about, 9 months later, 8 months later, you go from $1 billion to $9 billion. So September 3rd, let's look at the price. September 3rd of 2020. Okay. Total volume lock still. This is 2019. Sorry, guys. September 3rd of 20. There we go. So boom. So price was around 351. So it went from 100 and something back in February to 300 and something, right? So it still didn't have this huge leap and jump. So when did this huge leap and jump come? Well, we saw a $3,900 Ethereum for the first time May 10th of 2021. So let's go back here and let's find May 10th of 2021. So look at this. So we went from, what was it? We went from, what was that? Around 9 billion to now we're at what? 100 billion. So for a coin, it seems like to me, for a coin to really go that high, it needs a lot more value locked up. If it's a DeFi, if it's a DeFi protocol, right? Then we went from 100 to, right? We went from 100 to 159 billion locked, 161 billion locked, November 10th, right? So November 10th, we in 160 billion, November 10th. Let's go look. Boom, wow. November, look at that. Around that time, in November, we see a $4,000 Ethereum. And then what happened in DeFi Llama? What happened? Oh, wow. Look at that. Look at that drop. People, the value, people start taking their money out because Ethereum gas fees, and they're putting it into other protocols, other layer 1 protocols, right? So that's why we see a fall off in Ethereum's price. So I'm not saying that, again, I'm not saying that this is the end all be all, but it's something to keep your eye on. Y'all getting value or what? Y'all getting value or what? Right? So that's what I wanted to go through, right? I ain't want to spend too much time because, again, it's something that you really got to go and look at and kind of compare. So let's do another one. Let's do one, right? Let's go back to DeFi Llama and let's do one that may be further down, right? Let's go do one that may be in its infancy. And let's see, are there any down here that we've ever heard of? Oh, wow, hold up, Loopring. I've heard of Loopring. Loopring has a partnership, I believe with HBAR, XRP, or XLM. It's one of those, all right? So that's perfect. Let's go with Loopring. All right, so September 7th, 16 million locked up. September 7th of 2020. Today, it got 271 million. It's never hit $1 billion yet. It got up to around 800 million, a little over 800 million, right? So that's cool, right? But let's go find that coin on CoinGecko. So Loopring. It's at 74 cents today. Okay, 74 cents today. Let's go look at market cap, 925. What is the rank? Rank of this coin is, where do you find the rank on, I don't use this site much. 98, there it is. So it's ranked number 98. So it's in the top 100. All right. All right. So let's go look at this, right? So where were we at? We were September 6th of 2020. Wow. I mean, their all-time high was $3.41. And then even in 2018, it was at $2.40. So it's had spikes. So that's a good thing, right? That's not, I'm not mad at that, right? So I'm not mad at that. My bad, y'all keep forgetting. Okay, September 2020. All right, there we go. So September, around that time, September 2020, price was 25 cents. All right, price was 25 cents back then. And then we've seen that it went from 25 cents all the way up to its real all-time high of $4. So it had that all-time high and then it literally crashed. So maybe something happened, like, you know, maybe this isn't a good coin for us to invest in. You know what I mean? Who knows? But let's take a look at this, right? So when it went from 15, 20 million in September to, February 17th of 2021, we got to 228 million. So that's February 17th of 2021. February 17th of 2021. Boom. This coin is at the same price point, around the same price point that it is today. 77 cents. Today it's at 74 cents, right? So cool, right? So, but if we go here and look, if I go here and then if I could draw, like if I could literally, family, if I could draw a resistance level right here, it will go across and it would kind of be a support, low key, it would be a support zone over here. So that's why it's at the same price point, right? But then let's get bullish. It went all the way up here. So it went to $3.10, November 10th of 2021. November 10th of 2021, it hit $2. Here we go. Boom. There it is. That's it. November 10th, you're looking at $435 million locked up. So today's value is 271 million and the price point is lower. The price point is lower. So whenever the value finally goes back up to 435 million, we should see a price point of what? $2. Wow. Wow. So we're really only $200 million away from them doing something else, putting out some type of news, partnering with somebody else, because things change fast. And then we're back to $2 on Loopring. We're back to $4. Because guess what? If they was hitting $4 and that wasn't even $1 billion locked up, imagine when they finally hit $1 billion, we should probably see a $8 to $10 Loopring. Make sense? So that's what I got for y'all this morning, man. Let me sip my coffee. Light it up. Light it up if you a nerd. Light it up if you plugged in. That was crazy. I really went through that rabbit hole with y'all. Like I didn't know none of that. Like I hadn't even looked at that. Like I literally heard about this yesterday and we formulated that idea together. So I'm not saying that idea is right. Go do your research. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play a video to take us up out of here. All right. For those that can stick around, please stick around. For those that, you know, may have to get back to work or do something else, man, I really appreciate you for being here, supporting what I'm doing. You know, if you have a friend, a family member, somebody that really wants to get plugged in into, you know, just the Vincent Owens Group, they need a personal mentor, somebody that can really help them think better through this crypto space. That's what I'm doing. I have about 70 slots or maybe 60 slots left for the year before I got to shut my program down. Maybe less than that, I don't know. But, you know, please, you know, if you like the value, please send somebody my way. I have a book. If you guys are interested in grabbing a copy of my book, I'm going to drop a link. I have a new book that's coming out closer to the summertime. I will be releasing my second book. This one will be a printed copy, so will be physical and ebook. So really excited to release my second book. And I've done all that, you know, that's 2 books in a year. So I'm really proud of myself for dropping 2 books in a year. So if you haven't gotten the first book, please, you know what I mean, support my business. Go grab the book. I'm about to drop a link to my book right now for you guys to actually go and grab that. Give me 1 second. Boom. And then we're going to watch this video and we're going to get out of here. Thank you so much, everybody. That's a copy of, so that's the book right there. If you haven't grabbed a copy, please grab a copy of the book today. It'll definitely help you. If you're a part of my mentorship program, y'all already probably have read the book. So congratulations. I know that book was helpful. And if you're a part of my mentorship program, you will get the second book for free, the ebook version. You will get that for free. So you don't have to worry about paying for the second book. Thank you for the comment. Appreciate all the comments. Let's see here. The next one. If you're interested in a mentor, someone, my advisor, so my advisory mentorship is done, but I do have the Secrets of Crypto and Money Mastery course, where, you know, we deep dive into this together. If you are looking to join that program, you know what I'm saying, you want to work with me personally, I'm going to drop the link for that as well. You can take a look. This is the payment plan. That program is $997 for the year. It will go up to $9,997 by next year. So it will be a $10,000 program. So, you know, if you need a mentor, I recommend that you go ahead and get in at $997 because it would really be crazy to get the same information and the same value at $9,997. So if you really want to get plugged in before I fill up these slots, $997, that's the payment plan. I'll drop it again. You pay over a 4-month span. You know what I mean? That's around $275 after tax a month. And that gets you plugged in. We work together and I customize it. I'm not going to teach you something that you feel like you don't need to learn. We're going to work on things that you want to learn, and I'm going to get better at them the same way and guess what? Me doing this has made me get better at DeFi. You know, like I have to get better at DeFi because I'm going to teach DeFi. I'm a blockchain and DeFi advisor. So if I don't know anything about DeFi, I don't have any value. So, you know, I love you guys. I appreciate you. Thank you to the people that grabbed the book. Thanks to the people that will join the course. And if you have questions about the course, you know, hit me up, man. Most of y'all got my number. Hit me up or DM me or hit me up on Telegram, whatever, and I got you. So without further ado, give me 1 second. And we're going to go ahead and play this last video. It's entitled, What is Total Value Locked versus Market Cap in Decentralized Finance, DeFi Llama, DeFi Pulse, DeFi Yield. Let's go.
What's going on, guys? Hello. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for joining me back on the DeFi Yield app channel here. I'm Chris Comrie. Let's jump in. Today, we're talking about total value locked in decentralized finance. You might have heard this. You might have seen TVL. You might have seen market cap. We're going to talk about what all these different words mean, what the difference between them are, and how you can use them to evaluate different projects and understand the health of the decentralized finance or DeFi, Ethereum, Solana, Binance ecosystem. So let's go ahead and jump in here and talk about what TVL is. So this is actually a blog post in our Medium blog. We wrote really well thought out blog posts. I highly recommend you check them out. I'm going to walk through kind of what there is and click on a couple links and show you a couple different ways of thinking about things. But let's first start off what does DeFi TVL mean? TVL is total value locked, which means we evaluate how big an ecosystem or a protocol or a exchange or an app or a product. We evaluate how big it is by the amount of US dollar value is deposited on there. So it's a little bit funky, but it's basically the best way that we have to describe how big a ecosystem or product is and how much money is flowing through it. Now, we can look at a couple different projects here, but it's one thing to keep in mind that oftentimes the dollar value of these projects change based on the dollar value of the underlying assets. For example, Ethereum or Bitcoin or any other coins can be deposited onto different protocols and different chains. And when the US dollar price of those underlying assets changes, the price, the TVL, total value locked, of those protocols also changes in response to it. So it's a way that we judge how much activity is on a chain, but it's also good to keep in mind that the fluctuations are natural, and we just don't have a great way of accounting for it yet. So where do we get TVL? First, let's talk about some of the big DeFi projects. We've got Curve and Aave, Compound, PancakeSwap, and SushiSwap. So at the time of the writing of this article, there was $13.2 billion locked on Curve, which is a lot of money. And the good way that you can find out where and track where these are is on DeFi Pulse. So if you click this link, it'll take you right here. And this is a great website that shows you exactly how much is locked. So if we look at the current right now, we're looking at $80 billion, and this is the entire DeFi ecosystem. So $80 billion is locked in DeFi. Now, it's kind of funny to understand and think about when you compare that. It's like, okay, what does $80 billion really mean? And a good way to compare that is to the traditional banking system, where there's trillions and trillions of dollars. So, 80 billion is so tiny, tiny, tiny compared to trillions and trillions. It's like, it's not even funny. So the point is, we're just really, really, really early in here. And if you look at the all time on here, you can kind of see a lot of this mirrors the price of Ethereum, because a lot of the decentralized finance banking system is backed by Ethereum tokens. So when Ethereum first started to get kind of hot, it popped up here, and then the ICO bubble in late 18 kind of popped, and we came back down. And then recently we've kind of shot back up here. And then these big dips don't necessarily have to do with people withdrawing their money out of the ecosystem, more so as they have to do with the market value price of Ethereum tank. So in, let's see, what's this, March here? Late March, April, May time, when Ethereum really went on a hot run and then kind of tanked all of a sudden right here, we can see where the price, right? And let's see it better on a 90-day. Yeah, 90-day. Well, this is the recent one. So it's just good to see, and it's a good way to help understand how much value is being accrued in the ecosystem. But again, keep in mind that a lot of it is determined by the current price of Ethereum. So these are, you can scroll down and see the highest, biggest total value locked on the ecosystems. And again, keep in mind the percentage change isn't necessarily in response to people thinking that the protocols aren't worth anymore. It's probably due to the price of Ethereum. But if you see one way higher than the others or way lower than the others, then there's a good chance that something's wrong with that protocol and people are responding to it. So this is a good website to do it, to check out what's going on in the DeFi world. And one thing to note, that DeFi Pulse does not include most funds locked in the yield farming, because DeFi Pulse monitors each protocol's underlying smart contracts on Ethereum only. So we'll actually touch on that in just a minute here. So hold on just for a second if that didn't really make sense. The next one we want to talk about is DeFi Llama. Now DeFi Llama, if you click on this link, will take you here to their dashboard. And you can see down here all the different chains that it takes into consideration. So, we've got Polygon, and we've got even Arbitrum is added on here, and Solana is down here. And you can see, you can actually come here by the chains, and it will show you how much value is locked in on those chains. So we can see Ethereum has 118 billion, and these are for the total value locked on all the chains, including the protocol. So we've got Binance, we've got Solana, we've got Terra, we've got Polygon. And you can see here in relation to the size, this is a good way to help understand perspective. So, when other chains that are coming up that may, in theory, compete with Ethereum, like Binance, Solana, Terra, Polygon, Avalanche, Phantom, all these chains that get hot, it's good to keep in mind and kind of take a look at how much value is actually on them. So like, for example, Avalanche has been on a big run lately, but it only has $3.5 billion on it. Or Solana took a lot of heat because there's only $8 billion locked on it, but it got so crazy, I think last week or the week before, that the whole chain just shut down, basically. And then another interesting statistic too, when you're thinking about evaluating or buying different tokens, is actually the market cap per TVL. So Ethereum's 2.9, Binance is 3.5, Solana's 4.8. So in theory, you could use these to compare to each other and try to make a decision for yourself, whether you think one chain is underpriced or overpriced relative to the other ones. So you can look at the different assets that are on here. WBTC stands for Wrapped Bitcoin. And it's just I'll let you play around with it. You can either come down into different, it's sorted by different DeFi types of products. So these are insurance ones like Armor and Nexus Mutual, and you can go into yield. So this will have to do with like yield farming. So Convex and Yearn Finance, and a couple other ones here. It's just cool. You can check it. It's a good way to see kind of a macro view. It's so easy to get caught up on Twitter or Discord or Twitter Spaces or YouTube channels or podcasts, and everything kind of just gets jumbled together. So it's a great way to kind of take a step back a few thousand feet up in the air and kind of understand what is actually going on and how things are related and in size relative to each other. So some cool stuff here. We'll keep on plugging along. This is just an interesting chart. We kind of went over this already about the relative size of the different protocols here. And just note that this bar graph isn't to scale, so it jacks up a lot further. But the one thing to note is that how much more value is locked on Ethereum. The closest one with Binance is Ethereum, still 10 times bigger than that, 20 times bigger than Solana, and many multiples times bigger than a lot of the other chains here. Now, that's not to say that the smaller chains aren't worthy. It's not to say they can't succeed. It's not to say Ethereum is the only ever chain that's ever going to do anything ever, but it is important to understand how much relative value is locked on each chain. So here's a chart for Binance. Some common projects that you might have heard of are PancakeSwap and Venus, and we've got a cool guide on Binance, so you can check out the guide there. Solana is also a project that's gained a lot of steam lately. It took a little bit of a downfall when it kind of blew up a little bit lately, but I'm not an expert on Solana, so I can't talk about that at the moment. We've also got a guide on Solana. I highly recommend it. And then SushiSwap. So SushiSwap is, I believe it's the app that's integrated with the most chains. Yep, it's the largest number of chains integrated is SushiSwap. So you can basically access SushiSwap on any of the different chains that are common. So one thing to understand is TVL versus market cap. And this is kind of where we get into the double compounding. So market cap is the circulating supply times the price of the token. So if the price of Ethereum is $2,000 and there's 100 million of them, that puts you at 200 billion market cap. Now the TVL would be the amount of funds staked on the platform. So the TVL locked on Ethereum could, in theory, be bigger than the market cap of Ethereum. It's not, but it could in theory. So that just takes into consideration the amount of tokens that are deposited onto the chain and used for either yield generating activities or in DAOs, or somehow or another locked in any of the projects that we've already talked about. Now, one thing to remember is the double concept. So this is kind of funky, and we kind of just made this word up, but if you think about it, the total value locked could be double counted in the price. So if you think about the entire cryptocurrency market, you might accidentally double count something. And a good example is Bitcoin. So the market cap of Bitcoin, I don't know what it is right now, but it's probably like 700 million-ish, somewhere in there. But if we have $1,000 worth of Bitcoin and if we have $500 worth of Bitcoin and we've got $500 worth of market cap on the Bitcoin blockchain. Now we can take that and we can move it over to the Ethereum network and what we call wrapping the Bitcoin. And now we've got $500 on Ethereum. So in principle, we've got $500 worth of Bitcoin and then $500 of wrapped Bitcoin on Ethereum. So when we talk about how big the cryptocurrency market is, sometimes we combine those numbers together so that we really are counting $1,000. So this isn't a massive problem. It's okay. It's not a huge deal. It's just something to understand and something to consider. So the same thing can happen with stablecoins when we deposit a stablecoin like USDC. We did a great stablecoin video. I'll post it down below as well. And if you deposit a stablecoin into a yield farm or a DeFi bank like Compound or a lending platform, where they then make derivatives of that coin, which is very common among most of the DeFi protocols, then that'll get counted twice too, because we'll say we've got CUSD, which would be a compound derivative of USDC, and then we've also got USDC. So we got the $1 of USDC from Coinbase, and then we've now got $1 of USDC, CUSDC from Compound, and so really we've got $2. When we're counting the entire Ethereum ecosystem, that would actually get counted twice. So again, the numbers are a little wonky. It's not a big deal. It's an imperfect number. We don't have a great system for it yet, but it's just a way to kind of understand and gauge relative size of projects and help understand how big the ecosystem is, how big it's growing, and then how big it is relative to more traditional finance instruments and products and services. So I hope this was helpful. If you liked it.
So that was great, man. I learned a lot just sitting here listening. You know, these are videos that I go through and just listen to, learn. You know, I really appreciate you guys for being on this episode. It's the third time that we've done this session. The next one will be on Thursday. Then also we have our free Crypto Nerds call tomorrow. So, you know, if you're not a part of the Crypto Nerds, you know, you're just inside of my Discord, you will get a invite to that free call every single Wednesday. You know, this is one of the calls that I've really increased my knowledge and become the person that I am today. So I appreciate each and every single one of y'all for hopping on. Have an amazing rest of your day. Hopefully you guys are ready to attack the day like I am. Who's got my money? That's all I'm asking. Who's got my money? So I'm about to start making some phone calls and collecting some money. Let's go. See y'all soon.